नहमदुहु व नसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम व नशहदु अन ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाहु वहदहु ला शरीका लह व नशहदु अन्ना मुहम्मदन अब्दुहु व रसूलुहु। रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। Respected viewers and listeners, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This Quranic understanding program is presented by Adult Quranic Education Program, Srinagar. By your active cooperation and by the will of Allah, we are at it, inshallah. We are heading towards our destination, though this is the beginning or the initial stage. We have already started chapter 2 of Quran, that's Al-Baqarah. And today we shall try to recite, read, and then try to understand few verses, starting from verse number 21 of Al-Baqarah. 21. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind, or O people, ubudu rabbakum, you worship your Lord, alladhi khalaqakum, who has created you, walladina min qablikum, and those who were before you, la'allakum tattaqun, so that you become pious or righteous. Alladhi, it is He, that's Allah, ja'ala lakumul ard, who made this earth for you, firasha, as a resting place or as a couch, was sama abina, and has made this sky as a canopy. Wa anzala minas samaa'i ma'a, and it is He who sends down from the heavens waters. Fa akhraja bihi, and with it He brings forth minas thamarati rizqan lakum, fruits as a provision for you. Fala taj'alu lillahi andada, so make not equals or rivals with Allah. Wa antum ta'lamun, when you know all this. Sadaqallahul azim. As I have requested you time and again from day one, that once this class starts, this Quranic program, please hold a copy of Quran, plain, without translation copy of Quran, either in your hands, so that we behave as serious and faithful students of Quran, or place this copy of Quran on a Quran holder, or what we call rihal, and then focus our attention toward the verses which are under our study. And today it is verse number 21 of chapter number 2, Al-Baqarah. I hope you remember, I told you, Quran from its beginning prepares a true believer and a faithful servant of God, makes him to understand that you are in fact a da'i. You are the transmitter of this divine message, because after Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, no prophet is going to come. And this prophetic mission has been assigned by Allah as well as by His worthy messenger Muhammad, peace be upon him, upon us as His faithful servants of Allah and obedient followers of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So Quran prepares believers for this great cause. That's why, I shall just try to recapitulate. I told you that Quran prepares us for that dawah, for transmission, onward transmission of this divine message, which Prophet brought that message to us and assigned this job to us to convey to all the people around. For this, Quran makes clear, okay, once you start this job of transmitting this divine message and inviting people to the message of peace, that's message of Islam, you shall find it among mankind, you shall find three kinds of people, three groups of people. One who will be responsive to your invitation to this peaceful message, that's Islam. And number two, there will be another group of people who shall outrightly reject your message. So don't get frightened, don't get discouraged by their attitude. Third group of people, we are told, we are already made aware that there will be a group of people who, though with their verbal declarations, with their tongues and lips, may say that we believe in Allah and the last day and everything basic of Islam, but they will not be true believers, because they try to cheat or deceive Allah as well as the believers by their verbal utterances, where their heart is filled with enmity and hatred against Islam and against the Prophet of Islam, peace be upon him. This is a group of hypocrites. So far we have read these two paragraphs or two rukus of second chapter Al-Baqarah, wherein this segregation of three groups is highlighted. True believers who will respond to your call, outright rejectors who will not be ready to even listen to your call, forget about accepting it. And number three, those who are hypocrites, they may say, yes, we do believe, but they'll be your enemies from within. Be aware about this, well aware about these internal enemies. They are there and then to finish Islam from within. That's why Quran explains their characteristic features also. Now comes this verse number 21, third paragraph of Al-Baqarah, when it is explained what message you have to convey to them, to these three, all the whole humankind, which comprises these three groups. What message is to be conveyed to them? That actual message of Islam, Quran, starts from here. This I have derived from my own personal studies of Quran. So that's what we are studying today. This message is to become what? You have to tell them, Ya ayyuhan nas, O humankind, O people around, Ubudu, you worship Rabbakum, only your Lord. Alladhi khalaqakum, because it is He who has created you. Walladhina min qablikum, not only you, but the people before came before you. La'allakum tattaqun, so that you become pious, good, righteous. Because why should you worship Allah? Because it is He who has made this earth as a couch for you, this heavens above as a canopy, or as a covering or ceiling over you, and then He sends some waters from heaven in the form of rain, and then with it He brings forth fruits as a provision for you. All these things are done by Allah. It's not of its own. Nothing happens out. It's not a product of any accident. So this is the actual message which is to be conveyed, which highlighted from this verse number 21 onwards. First teaching which is to be conveyed, that is the basis of Islam, the nucleus of Islam, the pivot of Islam, that is worshipping one and only God, because He's our creator, Lord, nourisher, cherisher, and sustainer. So that is here, explained here, and it will continue for some time, what message is to be conveyed. And this is the first message which is to be conveyed to humankind by a true believer. And now you have learned the meanings of these two verses. But see the beauty of the statement. We know Quran is the word of God. There's no doubt about that, because the Quran in the first instance says, no doubt is conceivable about this, about the divine origin of Quran. Everything remains of Quran, that's it, in pristine purity, without any corruption, without any human insertions. 100% divine revelation compiled right from the time of the Prophet, in the time of Prophet, peace be upon him himself, and then conveyed from one generation, transmitted from one generation to another through different sources, but maintaining its purity of the text. And here we have to know the beauty of the statement of Quran. It's the word of God. Allah tells us, worship me alone. And that's all. It doesn't need any argument. It doesn't mean any explanation. Divine will and divine writ, humans we have no alternative, no option but accept it. But see, since Quran no doubt is word of God, but it is meant for humans. So Quran see the beauty. The Quran, when it promulgates an ordinance or an order, it doesn't just issue an order, divine order, but it gives argument in favor of that order, or in favor of those teachings which are conveyed. It gives an argument in its favor. And number three, it then explains the benefits of this. If you follow these teachings, how you are going to be benefited. So this is, imagine, just try to understand. Quran says, Ya ayyuhan nas, O people, ubudu rabbakum, you worship your Lord. Somebody may think, why should I worship? See Quran. Quran says, because why should you worship God? Because alladhi khalaqakum, because He has created you. So you have to bow, prostrate, and surrender and submit before none other than your Creator. You worship your Lord. So the Quranic instruction, the basis of Islam, pivot of Quran, you worship your Lord. But the scientific way of presentation of Quranic text, imagine. Can anybody believe that these are 1400-year-old statements? It's as fresh as anything. It appears to be just 21st and 21st century statements, perfectly logical, perfectly based on arguments. You worship your Lord because Alladhi khalaqakum, because He has created you. That's why you have to worship Him. Not only you. If you think about your own creation, me, you, everybody around, Quran says it's not. If you feel that your father produced you, that's wrong. Your father has a limited role in your creation, procreation. Number two, if you feel that it's mother who gives you birth, it's not like that. It's not that. Mother has a definite role, of course, but actually it's not mother. It is the divine force in action, everything in action, which creates you. And so you have to worship Him alone. Why should you worship? Because He created you and those who came before you. And then beauty of the statement is, if you worship it, see its benefits. It is going to benefit you. You will become pious. You will become righteous. You shall become a just person. You will become an honest person. You will be good in behavior. You will be honest in your dealings. You will enjoy a comfortable life. And it will be so comfortable for you as far as your physical and psychological needs are concerned. You will be a perfectly balanced person. That's what's tattaqun. So think again. O people, O mankind, worship your Lord. Why? Because He has created you. And not only you, those who came before you. And if you do it, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so that you become good. You become God-fearing. You become conscious of God. These are the different meanings of tattaqun, muttaqi. You become conscious of Allah, your Creator. And so that you become, tattaqun also means you become pious, righteous, good, honest, a perfect human being, what we call now. A perfectly balanced human mind that will develop if you worship your Allah. And today we see faith is cure and healing for all psychological diseases which we are suffering from. Though in today's world we have everything. Most of the people have their genuine needs and all comforts available, right from a lighting lamp down to television, mobile phones, internet, and everything. Airplanes and everything. But what is lacking? Since we are missing this faith in one God, that's creating problems. So we are suffering from frustrations, confusions, suspicions, and we have lost our peace of mind. So Quranic method, scientific method of inviting people to the fold of Islam. That Ya ayyuhan nas, O people, ubudu rabbakum, you worship your Lord. Why? Alladhi khalaqakum, because it is He who has created you. Walladhina min qablikum, not only you, but the people who came before you, your fathers, parents, your ancestors, and all your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents, and all the ancestors coming up to the first man on earth, that's Adam, and his wife, spouse, that's Eve. So He created everybody, including you. That means He only deserves, He is only worth of being worshipped. This explanation, what we read in Al-Baqarah, when we say, Iyaka na'budu, Oh Allah, we worship You alone, You and You alone, because there is none worthy of worship except You. So here is an argument, why should we worship Him? There can be different theories. How can we explain about our creation, which the argument of the strong argument of Quran? We are being created in the wombs of our mothers. Who creates us? Is it Father? Father has very limited role, just a deposited sperm drop. In a single ejaculation, a male produces around 200 million sperms. And out of those 200 million sperms, imagine, just as one sperm responsible for our creation. And who creates that? And then on the other, a sperm which is of the size of 1 by 600 part of an inch. That's microscopic structure. And seems true about our mothers, females, who produce an egg. Size is 1 by 200th part of an inch. And when they join in, there's fertilization of a single sperm and single egg. Egg is always one, just at the most. Sometimes it may be exceptional case 2 or more than 2. Otherwise, it's just one. Sperms are many in millions, but only one sperm out of the fuses or fertilizes that egg. It happens in fallopian tubes, and a single fertilized egg is produced, which we call zygote, a fertilized egg in fallopian tubes, which are just under ovaries. And then this fertilized egg starts moving down till it reaches the uterus or womb, where it gets embedded in the uterine wall, internal wall, what we call endometrium. It clings to the wall and it remains hanging on it. And it establishes, the fertilized egg establishes connection with the blood supply through this endometrium, blood supply of its mother, and gets nourishment. It only gets nourishment. And you know, the size of this fertilized egg, once it reaches and attaches itself to the uterine wall or the womb, its size is a pinhead. Size of pinhead, a single cell. And getting nourishment from the blood supply is a very lengthy process. I have explained it, inshallah. Once we reach the level, Surah Al-Hajj, verse number 5, then it will be explained thoroughly in detail. Imagine it starts then dividing. Mother provides only food or nourishment through blood supply. Everything, me, you, my hands, my head, my heart and kidneys, my lungs, everything, external and internal my parts, these are contained in that pinhead, a single cell, which produces me. And imagine, after 4 weeks, this pinhead fertilized egg, you know, it's even after 4 weeks, that means almost a month, it's just 1 by 4th of an inch in diameter. 1 by 4th. Just a tiny drop-like structure. After 8 weeks, it is of the size of 3 by 4th of an inch. Imagine, it's 3 by 4, just this much. After the size of a fingertip, after 8 weeks. And after 16 weeks, it grows, the cells divide, producing more and more cells. After 1 cell, 2, then 2, out of 2, 4, 8, then 16, and 32, and then likewise 64. It starts dividing, till we see in the 16th week, that is almost 4 months, it is just 5 inches long, this embryo. Or fetus, just 5 inches long, and it starts growing. And after some time, we see organogenesis starts, organ formation. Some of the cells are specialized to produce our upper limbs, hands and arms, and some are lower limbs, feet, and some internal organs, some special cells specific to produce our tiny heart of that baby, growing baby in embryological stages. And some small kidneys, imagine the size of the kidneys which come out of this single cell nerve, which is multiplied into a multicellular mass, morula, blastula, and like what we call this stage. Till a full-grown baby is produced around after 9 months. At the time of birth, its size of the fetus is 20 inch length, 18 to 20 inch, having composed of 200 billion cells. Imagine, out of single cell, which was of the size of pinhead in our uterine wall of our mothers, we come to this world with 200 billion cells, a human being, a small baby, and how it grows. So who does it? Has father any role, our mother, or the gynecologist, or any obstetrician, or any medical expert? Who? Or our ancestors, or the environment? So it cannot be a product of accident. It is happening, it's just by the way happening, everything. It's so complex, the process. Ask a gynecologist, ask an obstetrician, discuss with an embryologist. You'll be really shocked by the minor details of this creation. So it is a perfect design. It's a divine design. It's a miracle of the miracles. Production of a human being is the greatest miracle ever in this world. Out of a single droplet, not a drop, but a droplet. Out of that single cell the size of pinhead, now I'm here. Around 6 feet tall, weighing around 70 kg. Now I'm composed of how many cells? I'm composed of 50 trillion cells. That means 50,000 billion cells I'm composed of. And where from have I developed? At a special place. That's uterus, womb. From a single cell, now I am 50,000 billion cells from my head to toe. So the Quran says, think about it. Is it a accident or who is doing it? If you know, there has to be a perfect design. Behind any perfect design, there has to be a designer. Behind every specific and special creation, there has to be the greatest creator. And that's Allah the Almighty. You are in this, oh man, worship your Lord, oh people, because He has created you. It's not anything happening of its own, nor has anybody else in this universe any role in your creation. It's God. You worship your Lord who has created you. Not only you feel your parents might have created you, they too haven't created. Who created them? And what role is theirs in your creation? Nothing. A minor role. Minor role. Just to provide male sperm, provide us droplet sperm, and mother's role, just provide us space. And that space, that's uterus, endometrium, is not her self-creation. That too has been created by this same process. When she was born, when he was born, that's what Quran says, وَالَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ, and those who came before you. So this is the argument, beauty of the argument of Quran, scientific argument. For instruction, do this, then one may think, why? Then argument, because He has created you, because He has created those who come before you. And if you do it, see the benefits. It is for your benefit. You will not turn rebellious. You will not be a tyrant. You will not be definitely disobedient. You cannot be a terrorist. You cannot be a vagabond. You will be absolutely peaceful person, comfortable person, and honest in your dealings, truthful in your speech. And you will be perfect human being if you follow this instruction. Ya ayyuhan, O people, ubudu rabbakum, worship your Lord, alladhi khalaqakum, who has created you all, walladhina min qablikum, and those before you. And if you do it, la'allakum tattaqun, it is for your benefit, so that you become pious and righteous, good, honest, best, peaceful, comfortable. Not only this, then Quran continues this argument. It's not only you and your ancestors, your parents and ancestors, everybody who has created them. No. Now you come to this world, you are born, and you see around this world, this earth, and raise your face above, and you see these heavens above. And then you see rains falling down, waters falling down. This system perfectly working for billions of years. There's a complete coordination, complete perfection. It is Allah who has done it, because it cannot move, nothing can move without perfect mover. No efforts can be well coordinated unless and until there is a perfect coordinator behind it. Then Quran says, "Alladhi ja'ala lakum al-ardha firasha." It is not only you and your ancestors, only your parents and others. Alladhi ja'ala lakum al-ard. It is He who has created this earth, firasha, as a couch for you, as a comfortable. Sometimes Quran calls earth as mihada. Mihada means cradle. You know, the comfortable place for a baby. Once we put him in a cradle, and then cradle moves. It gives you consolation, comfort. And he sleep, and he feels this, no, this is the best place I should be in. Quran calls earth as a cradle. Imagine mihada. Why mihada? Nobody knew it, that Earth is moving. Even around 800 years, 1000 years after Prophet, peace be upon him, the prevalent theory about it was, prevalent in the world was heliocentric theory. Geocentric theory, that Earth is stationary and all other planets including Sun and planets are moving around it. But Quran had told even before, that's not true. It is in fact, Earth is also moving, as are all these planets. Kullun fi falakin yasbahun. So Quran says, it's not only you and your parents, of ancestors Allah has created, but this earth He has made it as a firasha, as a comfortable place, as a couch, as a resting place for you. That means when Quran uses any word, it's a food for thought. That means think about this earth, how comfortable it is. We see this earth. What is it composed of? What we see now, and just give us superficial structure. Otherwise, it is detailed. It needs a wider explanation. This earth is superficially speaking clay, and then stones, rocks. What is it? And if we go under it, there are metals, copper, iron, silver, gold, and everything. Aluminum, thorium, uranium, all things in this underneath. That is what is earth composed of. All these things is earth composed. And then in this earth, we find reserves of petroleum and natural gas we derive from this earth provides us everything. And imagine, and just go under, beneath, there's fire, temperature rising. As deep we go in earth, temperature increases. It may start from 50 or 20 degrees centigrade or Celsius. We go down, temperature increases. 50 degrees. Go down, it's 100 degrees centigrade. Go further down, it is 200 degrees. Go further, it is 300, 500, 1500, 2000, till we reach the core of Earth. It is, unbelievably hot. That's 4,500 to 5,000 degrees Celsius temperature. That is far beyond our imagination. Imagine in this earth, on one hand, this high temperature, 5,000 degrees centigrade, and simultaneously we have oil fields, hundreds of thousands and millions and billions of barrels of petroleum, highly inflammable material, and natural gas. If there's a minor leakage, a minor leakage happens in our kitchen, everything, there's a big blast, everything will be finished. By burning a matchstick, if there's some leakage of gas, you can imagine what happens. And if that's happening still, we watch it. And this earth is like that. It's fire, fire, fire all the way. And we have simultaneously oil fields, petroleum, and oil gas reserves, and everything. Then all the metals, aluminum, potassium, calcium, sulfur, phosphor, iron, what are 121 or more, as we say in the periodic table, all the metals and all the fire and all the reserves there. And above all this, that means, in other words, we are sitting on a fireball. Fire, temperature beyond our imagination. But we never feel the heat. See, insulation. This whole rocky and this fireball covered by thin film of clay. And we're so comfortable that no heat. If at all we have heat here, we have rising temperatures on Earth. It is not due to the internal heat of Earth. Imagine, if that would have been, nobody would have existed. Everything would have become extinct. The temperature we see here, it is what comes from sun, from sun rays, from sunlight. That's the temperature, which lowers the temperature. Otherwise, our Earth is too hot to provide any kind of temperature, up to 4,500 to 5,000 degrees centigrade. Quran says, think about this Earth, about oceans, water. This area of Earth, you see, it is 510 million square kilometers. In that means, in Indian language, the area of Earth is 51 crore square kilometers, 51 square kilometers. And after that, we have 36 crore square kilometers. That means 360 million square kilometers water, oceans and water bodies. And only 15 crore square kilometers, or 150 million square kilometers, that's land mass of North America, South America, Asia, Europe, Antarctica, Australia, and other continents, and around 200 countries. This is just a small portion, just 150 million square kilometers. Otherwise, this water body around is a water ball, and this water ball is not static, it's moving around, having 3 speeds. One speed 1600 kilometers per hour, which makes it revolve on its orbit, creating days and nights. Earth has another speed also, 69,200 kilometers speed per hour, by which it moves around the sun and completes the journey in 365 days. That makes year, completes a year, and creates the seasons: summer, winter, spring, and autumn. And it has third speed also, is 107,000. That in Indian language, 107,000 kilometers per hour, another speed too. And it is moving towards the edge of the universe together with this whole solar system. These are tremendous speeds. And what this Earth is water ball. You know, I recall, you will be remembering that in our childhood, we used to play with our water balls. And a water ball, a rubber water ball, with a string, and we used to move it around. Water would not fall, and how could that? Because water is inside. It is covered by a covering in a ball. Water would not fall. And what can be our speed if we move our hands and arms as fast as we can? It will limit its speed. Imagine this Earth is also a water ball. This Earth is a water ball. But basic difference between that water ball which we play as kids and this Earth water ball, that in this earthen water ball, this planet, water is on the upper level, outside, and covering is inside. That means if we see from a distance, we go to moon or space, we see this Earth appears to be a water ball because there are oceans around. 73% water, all the way water. That's why we call this Earth as blue planet. Water from outside and covering from inside, and moving at 3 speeds: 1600, 69,200 kilometers, 107,000 kilometers per hour. And do you can imagine that even a drop of water flies here and there? And we also are sitting on this Earth. We don't fall. Generally, we feel, how can we fall? We are comfortable because I'm sitting in chair. Or you are sitting in your houses with your feet on the earth, and we are comfortable. But I tell you, that's not true. See your globe, if you have in your house globe. Our position is not like that. Actually, where our position is, as if there's a wall in the room, our feet are on the wall, our bodies are hanging outside. It's our real position. If you have any doubt, check your globe. See your country, your state, where you are, and see where you fit. The actual position of ours is like this, that our feet on the wall and our bodies hanging up outside. And this Earth moving. Can you imagine anybody falling? We would have been thrown away, hundreds and thousands of kilometers away, but nothing. But how is it? Quran says, because we have made this Earth as a comfortable. You don't feel anything, but everything comfort for you. Food you get, clothing you get from this Earth. Shelter you get from this Earth, air, atmosphere you get from this Earth. Everything comfortable, temperature, everything. Wasama bina, and He has made this Earth as a canopy above this universe made of around, according to James Webb, which is the latest observatory launched by NASA just a year back into space, from Earth's space telescope or observatory. 15 lakh, that is 1.5 million kilometers away from Earth, and watching this whole universe, measuring the distances and locating new peripheries of this universe. According to that, we have, this universe is composed of 2 trillion galaxies, that means 2,000 billion galaxies. And all the galaxies composed of billions of stars, and all the stars having their own families of planets and satellites, asteroids and meteorites. This is a mammoth structure, awesome universe. And that's above us. and we don't feel it. And this earth wouldn't fall down. This sun and moon, why don't they fall? They're also moving. Take the example of this earth. This earth is not on a pillar, standing on some pillar, or there are no strings which hold it right and left, nor is there any chain or rope which keeps it connected to something so that it doesn't fall. It's a ball, as if we are in this room, this earth. Nothing under to hold it. No strings stranded there, no chains above. Why doesn't it fall? If we place just 1 gram plastic ball here, can it hold itself here? We open our hand, it falls down. It has to. But why this earth, weight of dry earth, imagine. Earth, I hope you should know it. The heavy ball, as we have water ball, earth, blue planets, what it is, 6.66 trillion tons, metric tons in its weight. That means 66 followed by 20 zeros. I don't know. This mind-boggling. This size or weight of this earth only, which is one of the smallest planets of the universe, one of the smallest. That means 6,000 trillion metric tons is the weight of earth, but nothing holding from underneath, no chains around. Why does it fall? Moving. And the subaspic route for the 4.6 billion years, that's the age of earth. Quran says, think about it. Like was this heavens, how it protects you, how it provides a part of heaven is sun, which provides the light, heat, and energy, solar energy, which sustains life. It is Allah who sends on waters from heavens. How this water, think about this water, how it comes. The world is a distillation plant. How we have these great water bodies, oceans, rivers, lakes, and other means of water. How with this high temperature of sun, these water bodies get boiled down and change into vapor, purest form of water, and vapors go up. And they go up, but they cannot cross a certain limit. We say higher we go, the cooler it is. Reaching a specific place, they freeze. There's a freezing of these vapors and change into clouds. And then winds take away these clouds from one place to other till there's precipitation of rainfalls. Imagine the words I'm using now, it's in Quran itself. Imagine 1400 years back, Quran talks about it. How rainwater, it's in Quran. Who knew it? We didn't know it even 100 years earlier, perfectly. Who knew? Quran talks about rain 1400 years back. وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً طَهُورًا. We sent down from heaven's water, the purest form of water, rather what we call distilled water. Quran talks about rain as distilled water. Who knew it? Today we know this from by scientific invention and discoveries. We know this earth is a distillation plant, and rain is formed through clouds by the process of distillation. And what rain falls down, it is the purest form of water, it is distilled water. It's in Quran, we told, it said 1407 years before, وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً طَهُورًا. We sent down from heavens distilled water, the purest form of water. Quran says, think about, it's a cycle. This is happening for the last 4.6 billion years. And this water falls on earth, we use it. It irrigates our lands. We use it for washing, eating, drinking, cooking, etc. We use it for hydroelectric power. We use it to feed our cattle, without which we cannot live. We pollute this water, and it goes down, then flows into streams, reaches the oceans. Then only by the burning of sun, water leaves behind all the oceans where they are suspended or dissolved impurities remain there. Pure vapors come up, and that pure water condenses into clouds, and then precipitation, it falls down. We use it the best possible water. Quran says, think about it. And with it, it brings forth for you samarat rizqikum, fruits as a provision. You derive out of this water your fruits, your food grains like paddy, wheat, corn, maize, everything. Then vegetables, every kind of vegetables you eat. Quran says, this is a perfect cycle happening for billions of years. So whom should you worship? Number one, see Quranic argument. Worship your Lord who has created you. Worship your Lord because He has not only created you, but those who came before you. It is He who has created this earth as a resting place or couch for you. It is He who has created the heavens as a canopy about you for your protection, for every your needs to be fulfilled. And it is He who sends down waters in a perfect way. It's happening for billions of years. And this water is utilized for the protection of fruits, vegetables, and fruit grains, everything which you eat, drink, everything in a perfect manner. Quran says, this cannot be just, if there's this perfection is there has to be a perfectionist behind this whole scene. That's Allah the Almighty. Now, whom should, O man, you worship? False gods, fabricated gods, or the true, real Creator, Lord, sustainer and cherisher? Then Quran, at the end of the statement, Quran says, فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا. So make not rivals or equals or partners. Andada means rivals, partners, equals. Don't make with Him equals. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, when you know all these things discussed in these two verses are God's miraculous handiwork. So whom should you worship? That's the message. That's the message Quran conveys, the first message. That worship your Lord because He is behind everything. So we have to surrender, submit, and worship and seek help from none other than one true, real, great, powerful, authoritative God, none else. Sadaqallahu al-Azim wa sadaqa rasuluhu an-Nabiyul Kareem walhamdu lillahi rabbil alameen.